Emergency service providers work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Our main purpose is to save lives.
That's what we train to do.
Somebody dies or somebody gets saved.
For our first responders, the moment the call for help comes in,
4 people in the water from a sunken vessel.
the race against time to save a life begins.
How sick is this patient?
It is a life and death situation.
Through unprecedented access
His body's starting to shut down.
We need to do something quickly.
It is going to be painful.
and intimate interviews,
It'll certainly stick with me.
in this series, we're telling their stories.
It is a privilege to be able to help people. It's not something I ever take for granted either.
To change a patient's outcome feels amazing.
This week on First Responders,
All I could say was, please, God, don't do this to me. Please, God, don't.
a toddler clings to life
Hello, mate. How are you?
He's very flaccid.
Yeah.
after being pulled unconscious from a pool.
It's all I could think of was a funeral. Sorry.
She was trapped for a period of time and needed to be extricated by fire rescue.
A head-on crash on the open road leaves this driver in a perilous state.
We need to get her to hospital as soon as we can.
And a traumatic fall in the backcountry with a patient who retains her sense of humour.
One thing I didn't have to do was put mascara on.
Marcel Dreesen and Rob Gemmell are the intensive care paramedics on duty when the Auckland Rescue Helicopter Trust are tasked with transporting a 2-year-old in a critical condition.
We got called to this job in Waiuku, a drowning from a pool, and the patient was status 1.
So we'll go north up the coast and around the zone.
So Rob and I prepared for the worst in terms of, well, it was a child.
An ambulance is already at the family's home and they're going to drive the little boy and his mother to the helipad.
Marcel, Westpac 2. I don't know if you could hear us. We've landed camp for start, please. Awesome, thanks. They should be with us shortly. They're on the way.
And you can just envisage it. Worst of your fears, you find your child face down in the pool, just floating and unresponsive.
All I could hear was, he's in the pool, he's dead. And that's when I just bolted. He was face down. Jumped in, picked him up, straight on the ground, CPR. It's all I could think of was a funeral. Sorry. That's all I could think of. And my life without him. But yeah, all I could say was, please, God, don't do this to me. Please, God, don't. And that guilt as a parent, like, I let this happen. Like, it was so hard. And then, it was just more like the motherly instincts just took over me, and I'm like, no. I just put him on the ground again, CPR again, and that's when he sort of just come back.
Plucking him out right then was just amazing that, you know, with a little bit of CPR and stimulus and to get him breathing and then keeping him warm and secure and looking after him. And it was just amazing, the fortuity of that. It was with great relief that we opened the ambulance and saw this little fella, even though he was still pretty crook, talking and awake and breathing.
Yeah, he is at rate really fast to 90%, 89% the moment we take him off this and we put him on a mask.
Okay.
He wakes up, he responds to what we do. Other than that, he's stable.
The ambulance had done a great job drying him off, warming him up, getting oxygen on.
He's hypoxic off O2. Yep. And he's quite hypothermic as well.
Rob talks a bit about the patient was hypoxic off the oxygen, and that means that as a result of his being in the pool and drowning, he may have got a bit of water into his lungs. He's obviously swallowed a lot. If their stomachs get too big, you know, and little children in particular, with fluid in this case, then it impairs their ability to breathe properly. Their diaphragm's pushed up against their lungs. And it doesn't take too much to stop their lungs from working effectively. So if you've got a lot of fluid in your tummy, it impacts on the lungs. And that was what was happening with Valentine, it seemed.
He was with my nan and I was with the baby, and she's just sort of not realised. My son's just found him in the pool, face down.
How long do you think you were on
20 seconds.
Yeah, not too long.
And
And
20 and 30. It wasn't long at all.
Bit of water come out, or?
As soon as I got out of the pool, I did it.
Yeah.
He was not responding. I ran outside, slipped on the floor with him.
Oh, no.
Carried on to the front yard, just put him down and tried again, and that's when he sort of...
Great, awesome, well done. Okay. And
having vomited was good. It sort of emptied his stomach, but you need to make sure that the airway's kept clear and he doesn't suck any of that vomit into his lungs. You know, he may have a little bit of water in his lungs as it is. It impairs the ability of that gas exchange, the oxygen we breathe in, and the CO2 that we breathe off, you know. So that's why his oxygen levels were dropping, because he wasn't breathing as well and he had water in his system. Hopefully not too much in his lungs. That is a concern. While he had no immediate life threats, we're still quite concerned. We downgraded him from a status 1 to a status 2. He can still tip over and go, you know, bad again if we don't monitor him well, look after him well, keep his airway clear, keep his oxygen supplemented and going, and keep him warm. In Valentine's case, his temperature was really low. I think it was even below 35. We sit at sort of 37 optimally. He was in the pool for a while and he was only a slight little fella, and so they can cool off super fast. So if their core temperature drops into the early 30s, that'll reduce their activity because, you know, they're hypothermic and everything just slows down and gets cold.
Hello, mates. How are you? He's very flaccid.
Yeah.
Bit dusky, eh?
Response to Fat Boy. That's his nickname, yeah.
Is your nickname Fat Boy?
Yeah, Fat Boy. I know. Yeah, Fat Boy. That's just been his name since he was little. Yeah, he was a big baby. It's just really long.
Oh, that's good. We like crying babies. That's good, Fat Boy. So I don't think we need to
Okay,
shoot
honey. Mummy's here. Yeah.
Cool.
He's still reasonably unwell, and Rob and I made the decision then that Starship would be better to go to. They have a paediatric intensive care, so if he deteriorated to the point that he needed to go into life support, they have a slightly more intensive care ability to you know, look after him.
Thanks, we're just loading status 2 to Starship shortly.
It must be pretty scary for a little fella, let alone what you've gone through physically. It's a foreign environment. There's us in our uniforms and a big helicopter and...
You can feel that O2's running, eh?
Yep.
Good boy. You're a very good boy.
You can see Rob just talking to him and reassuring him, and so your name's Fat Boy. Oh, and he responded well to that, and that was great. We got that straight away, that connection. And
You see Mum? Where's Mum gone? Where's Mum? Good boy.
You're good.
Hey, ECG.
Mum feels reassured too, because, you know, he's talking to us, even though he's struggling slightly with his breathing and he's still looking a little bit pale on it, and it was a bit cold. With keeping him warm, with wrapping him up well, with a bit of oxygen on, he was perking up all the time.
Want to keep sort of a prod on him during the flight, just to keep him awake.
Can we have...
Hello, you. Aren't you a brave boy? Is your name Fat Boy?
Can I have a fly in the helicopter with Mummy?
Tickle, tickle. Are you happy? Are you?
All the first responders, they were just really nice. I think that made it a lot. And they were really calm as well, which sort of calmed me down, because, yeah, just reassuring me that he's fine, he's going to pull through, so.
Starship, this is Birthday Rescue 2, how copy? Coming to you from Waiuku with a 2.5-year-old male found inside a large outdoor pool, floppy, unresponsive, the CPR performed. Currently, GCS of 15, well, roused to stimulus, alert when he is roused. He becomes profoundly hypoxic off oxygen. He has got a temperature just under 35. We're keeping him warm. Heart rate of 140. Stats on oxygen 100%. Status 2.
We'll see you in recess 3. CED out.
Recess 3, thank you.
And by the time we got to Starship, we were so much happier of his condition. And toddlers, they're off, they're exploring. That's what they do. And it's, things happen, unfortunately, you know.
That's the way.
He was a lovely little boy, and it was so satisfying for us to know that, you know, he was going to be okay.
Doing great, Valentine.
Accidents happen, you know. I mean, that's what we're there for, to help with. So it was such a cool thing to be able to do, and we were so grateful that he was going to do well and be okay.
Thanks. It's all good.
And I think I was just lucky. We were all lucky. And then a week later, we're having a conversation, me and my partner, about how the neighbours came over. We were talking about how they rang emergency, and then my son turned around and he's like, Mum, she didn't do that, I did.
Yeah. Everybody thought that the lady next door thought she called the police, but actually I did.
He goes, yeah, that was me, but I didn't know great aunt of ours' address, so the lady took the phone off me and carried on talking. I'm like, again, as a parent, like I felt a bit guilty actually that I didn't acknowledge him earlier for that. So, yeah, I was just so proud. It's so made me more aware of my surroundings now. Anything can happen at any time, any moment. You just never know. All the first responders were so good. Just never think you need them, and when you do, they're there. Yep. Grateful. Totally grateful.
The Dome Valley is one of the deadliest stretches of road in the North Island, and a head-on collision involving 3 cars has led to multiple injured, including at least 1 child. So the Northland Emergency Services Trust are on their way and prepared for the worst.
There was a distinct paucity of information, which is not uncommon. The situation on the ground's often pretty chaotic.
All we know is Dome Valley. We as pilots don't really want to know too much. We just want to know where. We must get everyone in there safely and everyone safely home.
Fuel 1200 on hour 45, guys.
Copy.
We knew it was a motor vehicle accident, so then we already start prepping. Okay, obviously the road will probably be blocked. That presents more issues, not many level areas around in the Dome Valley.
Patients very bad, or?
Probably go to Auckland. In fact, most likely go to Auckland. Just 1 patient for us.
Okay, thanks.
So far, it's unclear just how many people have been hurt. But at this stage, the Nest crew are aware that they're joining police and fire at the scene, and time is critical.
Any motor vehicle accident on the main highway, in most cases it's going to involve high speeds, which means the greater potential for serious injuries. Obviously, the most critically injured will go with us in the helicopter.
Crew on scene, spot for heli to land at corner of Way by Valley Road and State Highway 1. Heard it.
Every situation's different. Ideally, we'd like to land right where the patient is. That's not always possible.
Element 4 just advising out, you're born out of Kensington Base. Destination will be vicinity Wellspit.
Oh yeah, the traffic's pretty bad around there now.
Line of traffic means that landing on the road isn't a good option. It also means that any other ambulances that are trying to get there might have a bit of trouble.
Can you contact somebody on fire? They need to stop all traffic coming south. We can't get through. There's major roadworks and there's traffic on both sides and we have problems getting through.
Oh.
The fire rescue guys on scene determined that the best place for us to land was a kilometre or 2 north of the scene in a paddock.
So they're now calling the paediatric a status 2, 5 times status 3, 1 times status 2. So we're just coming over Tihana now.
Do you also give for landing, guys?
Also go.
Okay, and standing by for landing brief.
Yeah, you can see traffic building up there at 12 o'clock. That's probably about 2, it's probably right for 2 miles.
2 minutes out, you can start to get a picture of where you're going. And then we saw it was actually an open area. You can see the fire brigade. The first things we'll do are just an aerial survey and look at the main obstructions or obstacles that will present.
We'll fire it in and keep it nice and close to where the fire guys are. I've got the wires that are on the road.
Happy.
And we've got the set that's running into the house, so we'll just keep nice and high and clear of those.
Sounds good. Happy with that.
Okay, drifting forward. Tail's clear of my side. All right, everyone happy about there?
Yep, happy, mate.
Coming down.
We're in communication with everyone, fire rescue, ground ambulance, so we liaise with them and determine a plan. Is it south?
Yeah, just south. Yep.
Cool.
Fire people, they've managed to get a gate open onto the side road. Fortunately, the ambulance crew knew where we were landing and they've started heading towards us.
In the ambulance is the seriously injured driver of one of the cars and her young passenger, both needing treatment.
In this case, I was taking the lead. Because there was 2 patients, I took the more serious one. Hey, everybody.
Okay, so head on, encased by legs, big gouge out of here. Going back to the top, GCS was 11 initially. Pain through the chest. I can't get a full tidal volume because she moans, it's quite sore.
Yeah.
Collar on for protection. Abdo is soft and very tender on palpation.
Okay.
Just simple palpation of the hips is sore from her. And then, like I say, limbs are intact, although this area is quite a large gash.
The ambulance crew found all the major stuff. They gave a pretty comprehensive handover. Whereabouts in the car was she?
Driver.
Driver and...
Bag, seatbelt.
Okay.
Belt.
That's the domes at 80 km/h head on, was it, roughly?
She's been encased by her door, and these were from the
dash, yeah. All the important information, and they've written on the patient's arm. Any major incident where you've got more than a couple of patients, you can write on them somewhere, and it's not going to go missing. So we're going to be taking you to the hospital. Okay, get you checked over. I just want to have another look at you just before we go moving, okay? Nothing found on the header.
While Ryan prepares for a reassessment of Tarira, Paul focuses his attention on the child who was also in the car.
How old are you?
11.
11, okay. Where were you in the car, love?
Passenger.
Passenger. Were you in the back or the front?
The front.
What happened? Did you guys crash into another car?
I don't know. I fell asleep, but then I woke up and then I saw the car.
Yeah. My immediate impression, she wasn't distressed. She was cognizant and alert.
Just the abdo pain, quite a lovely bruise forming on the side there.
Okay. Do you feel like you're hurt anywhere else other than on your tummy there? No. She was communicating with me clearly. There was no overt signs of her having suffered major trauma. Can I have a look at your tummy just on the right there? She had been self-mobilising throughout at the scene and when we arrived. You point where it's sore, love. Just in there, eh?
Somewhere there.
Okay. Just right there, eh? Okay. Could have come from a number of sources. It may have been as a result of her seatbelt, rib fracture, maybe just soft tissue trauma, but I wasn't overly concerned with what I was seeing.
While the first responders are confident that the passenger is stable, there's still serious concerns for Tarira, who was cut out of the wreckage and may have unseen injuries.
There was significant vehicle damage. There was compartment intrusion. She was trapped for a period of time and needed to be extricated by fire rescue. We need to get her to hospital as soon as we can.
Whereabouts in the car was she?
Driver.
Driver.
In Dome Valley, north of Auckland, Tarira was one of the drivers involved in a head-on multi-vehicle crash on State Highway 1. She needed to be cut free from her car, and the Nest team need to make a full assessment before they can transfer her to their chopper.
Squeeze my hand, squeeze my hand. Wake up, wake up. That's it.
She was quite sedate. It was obvious that she likely had a whole bunch of underlying injuries.
GCS, a little bit low to start with. Chest pain, decreased tidal volume from the pain likely. Soft and tender hips, and the gouges down there. Okay. The main concern was her pelvic pain. In your pelvis, you have some large blood vessels and a lot of area for bleeding to go into. Just gonna have a listen to your lungs. You can lose quite a large amount of blood into your pelvis. You can't see it. The only way you know it's happening is if it's sore and you start to see changes in vital signs. She had pain in her pelvis and in her abdomen, and people will compensate for quite a while with increasing their heart rate to make up for the lack of blood volume that they have left in their arteries and veins. They can only do that for so long, so there is urgency in getting this patient to hospital to find out how bad any damage they've done is. Can you tell me what day it is today?
Sunday.
And what month is it?
July.
A lot of the time, people think we're asking stupid questions. And what year are we?
22.
Those sorts of questions we're asking to make sure that she is alert and cognizant. So the date, what day it is, where they are, that's short-term stuff. Often that is the first part of your memory that is affected when you have some sort of brain injury. She knew where she was and what day and time, so that's all very positive. The patient was stable for the moment, but very sore. We don't want to muck around. We want to get loaded and get to hospital promptly.
I'll go get our stretcher sorted and we'll get our scoop and then we'll go from there.
You feel that? Yep.
Yep.
We don't want to torture the patient. We want to give them some pain relief to make sure they're comfortable as we can reasonably get them. Stress from being in pain is not great for them either, because their body's already under stress.
Secure.
Cool. Ideally, we want to move people as little as possible if they've got major injuries.
We can split it and go either side, therefore we won't have to move her too much in any one direction.
Yeah, I think it's probably best. She's quite sore in her.
We want to keep the patient nice and flat in case there are any issues with her spinal cord or her vertebrae.
Got a grip.
Placing a scoop hardboard underneath her to facilitate the transfer from one stretcher to another just makes our job a lot easier. You hit the neck and head, Ryan will do what you're doing.
And it's going to be on your count.
Late 1, 2, 3.
You're all right. You're okay.
Yeah.
When we move patients, oftentimes we're going to make them more uncomfortable. And then...
Have you got more of that pain relief?
Yeah, pain relief. That makes the biggest difference to patients and their experience of their bad day. I put a bit of emphasis on pain relief and making sure that patients get enough of it, if depending on how unstable they are.
Giving you some pain relief now, okay?
She was reasonably stable, so we tried to give her enough pain relief to help make sure that she's as comfortable as we can reasonably get her.
All right, she's just a bit sore.
Now that Tarira is stable enough for transport, the next logistical issue is preparing her 11-year-old passenger for the trip.
So once we load into the helicopter, do you think you could walk over with us? We'll pop you in a seat. Yep.
Is this scary on the helicopter?
No, it's not scary. Okay. So we're just going to walk you over and pop you in the seat, okay? You just sit tight there, love. Okay.
Looks good.
Keeping you nice and still for us, all right?
My count, we're going to lift, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Sweet as.
In this case, it was a pretty bumpy paddock to get into, so probably the most comfortable way was to carry her to the helicopter.
Cool. Right, we're gonna turn her around and put her on her feet first.
I've still got a door open.
Oh, watch out for the cow poos up into that seat there, okay? It's very normal for people to be quite concerned about the helicopter part of it.
Alrighty, shall we pop you in your seatbelt?
It's obviously very stressful to be in a car crash and to see someone that you love injured, have to go in an ambulance and then have to go into a helicopter. Yeah. But she was very brave. Paul's actually quite good with children, despite his hard external shell.
We're going to put a headset on you.
He is quite the softie for kids. All right, how you going there? You okay? All right.
Can you open your eyes for me? Open your eyes. Okay.
We try and check in on the patient, making sure they're comfortable, and do a bit of planning about what we can do if anything goes wrong.
You guys all secure in the back there? All together. You're good to go. And lifting.
She was reasonably stable where she was, but we're just keeping an eye on things.
Okay, talk's good there at about 70%.
Slightly higher, and nose left, tail right.
Okay.
Got the slope on the right hand side.
Paul?
Yep.
Could you give that to her on Danzatron? She's had.
It's not unusual for the patients to suffer motion sickness. We like to take preemptive measures in that respect. When we give patients certain medication, particularly analgesia medication, anti-pain medication, a side effect of some of those medications is nausea. We don't want nausea and vomiting in the aircraft, particularly if a patient's supine on their back and strapped in. If they were to vomit, they could aspirate some of that into their lungs. It's not ideal. So we administer medications to alleviate that nausea and make them as comfortable as possible.
Auckland ED, Alameda 4, how do you read?
Loud, clear, over.
Have a 33-year-old female from Dome Valley, head on RTC, approximately 80 kilometres an hour. We have chest, abdo and pelvic injuries, GCS of 13,346. Other numbers are acceptable, status 2, and be with you in about 10 minutes.
you and Reese, I'll see you out.
Copy research and comp, give me about R42 Starship also.
Starship CD receiving, over.
Starship, this is Helimed 4. We have a status for pediatric patient accompanying an adult patient from an RTC. Can we just have a wheelchair to the roof, please?
Helimed, I'll phone them to make sure they get a wheelchair fit.
Awesome, thank you.
The transport to hospital was pretty straightforward. It was a relatively short flight. She was stable throughout. There was no change in her clinical presentation, as was the case with the child.
Okay, descending. You guys all secure in the back for a landing there? Let's go. Beauty, thanks, mate. Okay, mate, so gears down, 3 greens, brakes is good, and landing on the forward pad.
Cleared all, guys?
Yep, cleared all.
All right. Once we arrived at the hospital, it was a pretty straightforward process, conveying the patient on our flight stretcher directly to the emergency department.
We made it. Can you open your eyes? How are you feeling? You okay? Okay, we're at Auckland Hospital now.
There's nothing more satisfying than drop the patient off at the hospital and hand over to the doctors and see that the patient actually made it back safely.
All right, you want to pop yourself in here, love? Okay, there we go.
The young passenger spent the day in hospital being assessed by doctors and was released later that evening once she received the all clear.
Happy?
Tarira spent a month in hospital recovering from her injuries, which included broken ribs on each side and a significant brain trauma which she's still receiving treatment for. The GCH aviation crew in Nelson are used to being called out to the mountainous lakes in their area. Today, they've been dispatched by the Rescue Coordination Centre to an activation of a personal locator beacon.
A PLB then set off somewhere at the John Tate Hut. That's really kind of all we ever know about those. We were just discussing if anybody's been there. We think we have and believe it's landable. Yeah. Landable. With a lot of these, especially coming in from RCC with PLBs, we tend to just harness up in case we need to winch. And it makes it a bit easier sometimes that way, just be prepared and ready to go. Weather's pretty good, yeah, should be meant for flying, actually.
All we know at the time is we've got an activation of a personal locator beacon, and we know it belongs to an elderly couple. Personal locator beacons, they will put us pretty close to where you might be injured or laying. Definitely worth their weight in gold.
Given they're heading into New Zealand's notoriously fickle alpine environment, the crew are prepared for anything.
It'll be a beautiful sunny day, nice and easy temperature, and then the wind will kick up and the clouds will rush in and they'll sit right on top of that, and it will be raining or snowing or icy within, a matter of an hour or something, so it can be pretty changeable. So it's pretty involved as far as tramping opportunities, which is great, but it's also pretty easy to get lost or to underestimate the conditions or your abilities.
Comms Air 1 Nelson. Air 1 Nelson, lifted outbound 3 POB, 22 minute ETA to John Tate Hut for the POB.
Is this a couple we're going to?
Yeah, an elderly couple.
Did I hear 78 as an age?
Yep.
So we're not sure who we're going to see or what, we just know there's a beacon at the hut.
That's all we've got is the details of the registered owner, so.
There's no comms back there. There's no cell back there.
In this situation, when you don't know exactly what you're going to get when you get there. So we always have a mindset of we never know what we're walking into. Just having that mindset of being adaptable.
A bit of sloping ground there, I think.
Yep.
I'll have to make an approach into a bit of a turn around.
Fair enough.
All right, clear door.
Clear door. The rock just at your left skid here, slide right 1.
Coming right.
Clear down.
Okay, coming down.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
All good.
Hello. Hey, I'm Gary. My wife's here before. Oh, yes, you did. And she had 2 sore knees. Yeah. She can hardly walk. Right. You can see the black eyes.
My name is Steve. So this happened yesterday. Okay.
And I can't walk properly because I hit a rock with my face and landed on my knee.
Rightio. Well, we'll pop you back to the hospital, I think, get you looked at.
She's sitting upright, and already I'm feeling comfortable that she's conscious and she's relatively alert.
So, is there any pain in your face or anything?
My neck,
Your neck is a bit sore? Yeah. Can I just touch the back of your neck?
I can see that she's got some pretty significant bruising on her face. The injuries could be quite severe. She could have a pretty severe brain injury or fractures around the eye sockets and stuff, but she's not in a life-threatening situation. So we can slow things down, just have a bit of a chat.
So no chest pain, no breathing problems. Yeah, is your vision okay? Has it been blurry?
I did have some surgery.
And did you get knocked out? Righto.
I was just walking along, I had 2 poles, and next thing I knew, I don't know, I was flat on my face on a rock.
I never saw any of this. Diane was just a few steps behind me, so I just heard the bang.
And I sat down, plugged my nose up because it just bleed, you know. Stuffed it with toilet paper.
So we're sitting there for probably 3/4 an hour before we even started moving, just to settle things down a bit. 4 hours to do an hour's walk. Thought she might have been better the next day after having a good night's rest, but...
I did wake up in the night and I remember I started to cry. I think I was suffering from shock. We thought we'd just wait and see if I'd come right, and then this lady came in and she said, "You've had a head injury. You should have set the alarm off." "Set it off now," she told Gary.
No, I don't think I could walk out.
No, that's fine. You don't need to walk out now. We'll take you out. Because you're relatively okay, we're going to pop you up to the hospital. They need to x-ray and see, make sure you haven't got any fractures in and around your nose. We'll put headset on just for the noise. We'll get you inside the heli. We'll plug you in. Okay, we've got a set of headsets for you as well.
I was in quite a bit of pain, but you don't like to go, "Oh, woe is me," all the time, do you? One thing I didn't have to do was put mascara on.
I'm a pretty tough old girl.
Yeah, good on you. You're up here in the bush. That's great.
Very stoic lady. I offered her pain relief and stuff, and she was happy to just relax, and we'd pop her up to the hospital. A very fit lady who does a lot of tramping. Pretty amazing people to be in the backcountry like that. She didn't have much in the way of medical issues going on, which is really good for her. She's fit and healthy.
Yeah, he's in good hands.
It wasn't an easy decision to activate these.
No, bloody good. Just do it.
I think, how are we going to get out?
Better now than friggin' 9 o'clock tonight, that's for sure.
Well, that's what we thought.
Yep.
Oh, well, I don't want to inconvenience them that much and get them out, but thought it might
But
have
if
been
anything
enough.
happened like that again, and I'd set it off straight away. And I think anybody that's tramping should have one of those.
Yeah, most people are very apologetic usually. Sorry to bother you kind of thing. It's like, well, that's what we do, and that's why you have a beacon. And you're way out here in the middle of nowhere. It's not a problem.
And you're clear tail left, nose right.
This is what we're here for. This is our job. You know, this is why we're here. If you need us, we'll come get you.
Are you comfortable right now?
Yeah, I'll be.
Good.
And Aaron Nelson, I believe you copied. We are outbound from John Tate Hut, inbound from Nelson with now 5 POB, ETA of 20 minutes. How copy?
So, now, you know what day it is today?
I think it's Thursday, isn't it?
That's great. And you know who the President of New Zealand is?
The president.
That's the usual response. I don't mind that response.
Just under it there.
There you go. And you do quite a bit of tramping, eh?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Well, he loved this flight out. She was sort of looking out, watching the scenery and stuff as well. They were both very relaxed. Yeah, just apologetic about the fact that we'd been called.
Take her out on the stretcher, being as our knees are a bit sore.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I think you get him and the packs out first, and then we'll pop out. All right, he's going to be a bit vibrating when we land here. In just a minute or so, you'll be all right. It just vibrates a little bit as we're coming in. We're just coming into the hospital.
I was just never thinking it would be me floating over the top.
I broke my nose, but I hadn't broke any other bones, which is quite good for my age. I had a scan done on my head to make sure there wasn't any... He told me there was nothing wrong, nothing wrong. And he says, oh, there's nothing in there, that's why there's nothing wrong. See what I've got to live with.
It could have been a much different outcome. You could have ended up with quite significant facial trauma and a bad brain injury that possibly left her disabled, or she could have died from it. Being able to be involved in making a difference in someone's life, that's why we do what we do.
No, keep going out there, enjoying the outdoors. Yeah. Can't let that sort of thing stop you.
I just think if you want to have a good long life, you should get out into the fresh air, and tramping in the bush is just a wonderful place to go.
As a member of Coastguard's Auckland unit, Jeff McLeod's used to rescuing all kinds of boats in trouble. But today is a job with a difference. A large commercial craft has broken down in the Waitemata, so it's all hands on deck.
We have the Gulf Explorer up off of Gannett Rock on the northeast side of Waiheke. They've lost all engine power. They have 88 people on board and they need to get home one way or another. We'll probably take them into tow. That's a big vessel to take into tow. Assess that when we get there, make sure it all makes sense.
The idea is when we're travelling out to the jobs, we get as much information as we can, so then we start actually thinking mentally about what we're going to do. So in that case, we've got 88 people on a ferry. As a ferry itself, it's a big vessel. They're a reasonable amount away. What kind of tide is it? What is the weather doing? A lot of our job is towing, and we're all fairly experienced with how to do that. It's actually a lot riskier than people think. We see a lot of boats towed by mates and that kind of thing, which is fine, and 99% of the time it works. But there's quite a lot of risk, especially if the seas aren't particularly friendly.
But as so often happens, the job changes mid-trip.
Operations line, UHF, go ahead, please.
There's only 4 that need to come off.
Roger, that'll be fine. Expecting 4 to board us, over. Dolphin Explorer been out by Gannett Rock, which is up by Hooks Bay, the northeast side of Waiheke, where I presume the dolphins have been, and they lost their engine power. So they called us whilst they got an engineer out to see whether they could resolve the problem. They have, at least to some extent, and they're going to come back at 10 knots, which is very slow for them. It sounds like they have 4 passengers that are concerned about being late for some reason, maybe to catch a plane or something. So we're still going to go out, and rather than tow them back, we'll just go pick up their 4 passengers and bring them back. They're doing 10 knots towards us.
Yeah, Dolphin Explorer, we're approaching you dead on your bow. We're just under 3 miles away.
So that's fine, yeah, I'll just carry on. I'm doing around 10 knots. I can slow down, maintain course up to you guys, but yeah, no worries.
I understand you want to transfer 4 POB, over.
Actually, it's going to be 5, if that's okay, 5 POB.
No, Roger, that's fine, 5 POB. Are you happy to stop
Probably all clear
and
out of
transfer over?
No, I'll come to a stop now, over.
Roger, if you stop, head to Twin, we'll come alongside on your port side, over.
A transfer of people is always a risky manoeuvre. Sometimes we stop the vessels, sometimes we maintain a bit of way, which actually gives us a bit of stability, but it's not very fast. It's usually only between 5 and 10 knots if we do that. It was decided that it was safe to shut down the engine to stop the boat. So when we came alongside, the skipper decided how we were actually going to do that. We could nose up to the boat in an L shape, and we can just take the people through the bow, or we can come alongside. So then it was a case of just manoeuvring into that position.
Transit to transit off that bottom platform onto our bottom platform. Otherwise, it's that midship area.
Radio Helmet Rescue, over.
You can form the letter L, perhaps, or directly stern to stern. Which would you prefer?
Radio Helmet Rescue, over.
I'm going to go across this skirt.
Dolphin Explorer, probably better to head to wind as I can possibly come. As soon as I go standing on one engine, it starts to pull my bow around.
What's that?
Copy that. As soon as he's off the wind, it starts to pull his bow around.
So he's going to hold as well as you can. We'll go stern to stern, over. We'll just tie up so we're solid. Come alongside, then we'll transfer the passengers. We'll be here to help them down. Hey, Chris, second thoughts. I think you should go ahead and use that exit there in front of you on the right-hand side. Yep, and get the crew to tie on. We need one up front with the bow line.
Yep.
I'll get my ears on here. Right, here we go. Okay, so if you get that tied on.
Just going up the front.
Wait till Chris is ready.
What we found, though, we had some communication issues on board. We wear headsets online because of the distance of the boat, the size of the boat, so we're not shouting and it's good, simple communication.
Okay, Chris.
Can't hear you, Chris. You need another headset, Chris?
Yeah, give me another headset.
Take the light off. Right, you manage that with Chris.
Radio check, can you hear me?
All right, Chris, you tell the crew what you want.
No, I want to get comms sorted before we go in. I've got no comms on. I will not be heard. We need to get comms sorted.
I can hear you loud and clear. I'll fix the box.
As soon as we've got a situation like that, we back away. It's a case of we're not happy, not comfortable. We don't want to put anyone at risk here, and we don't want to create any danger. So we backed right away. Chris on the helm backed right away, got the communication sorted out, then came back in.
Have a nice trip home, nice slow trip home.
Thank goodness it's sunny, eh?
We'll have the fish and chips ready for you.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much, guys. Have a safe trip.
Lion, Dolphin Explorer, thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. We're going to return 16.
Steer. I think you'd only got one engine. And we were like that for about 2 hours, weren't we? Just kept in. We had a great day though. We saw loads of dolphins earlier on. Just then they were a bit worried about we've got a transfer.
Yeah, we have to say a lot of things.
Yeah. It's got to catch a flight. And the flight leaves at 10 p.m. It's 10 past 7, so it's going to be close. Yeah. You have to pack, or are you already packed?
Yeah, I'm already packed. I'm in Backcountry hotel. I just need to pick it up.
Okay. Organise a taxi to meet you when we get off the boat.
Okay.
And so he will just take you straight to the hotel and straight to the airport.
Yeah,
and I think, and I think you'll be close, but you'll be good.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
They loved it. Yeah, they were especially the gentleman. He was catching a flight at 7 p.m, so he was under a bit of time pressure. He would have missed it hadn't we gone out. That's a new boat, a bit quicker, and just a lovely way to come back.
It's good. There we are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much. We're fine.
Next time on First Responders.
It's definitely time critical.
Northland medics rush to a cardiac patient in an extremely serious condition.
He looks pretty compromised and I can't feel a radial pulse.
The pilots were concerned about the weather. Low cloud and thunderstorms were coming in.
A woman's crashed off her bike, but a rescue mission could be compromised.
We have an issue of the weather coming in.
Yep.
So we've probably got 15 minutes before we have to be gone.
How you doing, fella?
And a family trip to the beach goes horribly wrong.
North Shore, mate. Yeah, this 10-year-old boy has a deep laceration to his forehead.